What is up, you guys? It is Ergon here, or Collins W, and today I have a story, and it's a pretty crazy one, it's a pretty recent one, and it is sad, but it has a happy ending. But before we jump into the story, I just want to shout out my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/KellensW, just like my YouTube channel is spelled. But yeah, I stream sometimes after videos or just in the day at random times. So if you want to come join the streams and hang out, then you can after videos usually. But anyway, let's get into the story. So this took place yesterday. I woke up, I kind of sat around and cleaned a little bit. It was a Sunday, and we were gonna go to Costco and go shopping and stuff. And then we went shopping and stuff. And then when we came home, on our way home, we went to my dad's work, so he had to go do something. So we were doing that, and there was when we were going in, we were just gonna drop him off. And when we were going in, we didn't see what happened. We didn't see it, so it happened while we were dropping him off. So it was really sad. But when we were coming back out to go home for a little bit and then go pick him up later, we saw a duck, like a mama duck, flattened in the road, and it had happened a couple seconds before we saw it, before we went out there and saw it, which is really sad because we could have saved it, maybe. And there was a brother or sister of the duck we saved, and it was also squashed. At the end, its beak looked like freaking flattened paper. He was super sad. I didn't enjoy seeing that in the slightest. But when we were driving, we saw a little duckling. He was a tiny little duck. I have actually a couple shorts on my channel of this duck. He in the bathroom and stuff, running around, because that's where we kept him for a little bit. This was yesterday, but we see him running around. So my mom kind of stops a little bit and puts on her hazards, and my brother jumps out of the truck, just full of adrenaline, and chases him around and gets him in the gutter, sort of. And he couldn't get in front of him because that duck was so freaking fast. But when he was chasing it, he couldn't get in front of it to make it go a different direction, and it was still in the gutter. It wouldn't go out of the gutter a little bit or up the sidewalk a little bit, and it fell into the sewer. The storm drain. But because we were driving slowly behind him just to see what's going on and stuff, and we saw him stop running. I didn't know there was a storm drain there, and he put his hands up on his head and just looked really upset. And I'm like, oh shoot, what happened? I honestly thought he stepped on it or something, or a car hit it somehow. And then my mom kept on saying it fell in the storm drain or something, and I'm like, oh shoot, heck no. And so we went over there, and the grate was probably 200 pounds, and my brother was just full of adrenaline. It was just sitting there swimming in the bottom. Luckily, he didn't break anything or something, his wings or his legs. So he was just in there swimming around. But there was this giant pipe that led to the other side of the road, and under the road, it led to the other side of the road. So when he was going in the pipe, you could hear his little squeaks of him chirping for his mom. But he was running around his mom in the middle of the road, telling her to wake up, mom, it's time to go. Please, let's get out of here. But she was dead, and so is his brother/sister. But yeah, it's just sad because that's the sad part of the story. But my brother was just full of adrenaline. He didn't care what was happening. He had just lifted up that grate, and it slipped a little bit, and it was, no joke, 5 inches from landing on the duck. And it's 200 pounds. And he's a strong guy. He can lift that, but not above his head or anything. He kind of lifted it to the side and then accidentally dropped it. And it was so close to landing on the duck, but it didn't land on the duck, so we were good. But that scared it really bad and made it scurry into the storm pipe, and it kept on going over there. And luckily my dad's shop is a woodworking shop, a Finnish carpentry shop. So he has just a ton of useless wood lying around. So my brother ran over there, got a piece of wood, and his friend was actually driving by. He was getting home from work, because he got off early, which is freaking miraculous. But when he saw it, he's like, "Oh, that's my friend's truck." So he stopped and was like seeing what was going on. We told him everything, and so did my mom's friend. But he was going to get something from my dad's shop. So my brother ran to the shop, got a board, and then eventually the duck was almost on the complete other side of the road. We could hear his squeaks getting really quiet, and we were probably 4 seconds away from leaving, and then we heard his squeaks like right at the very entrance. So we gained hope, and like we stopped trying to leave. So we just kind of sat there and hoped that he was gonna stay, like he was gonna stay there and come out. So eventually he came out, and my brother dropped the board in the way of the pipe. And then for a little while they were trying to like grab him, but he was too scared because he fell down, and there's big hands just going like from Toy Story, like the claw. So he was really scared, and there was just a bunch of fingery things trying to grab him, and he kept on going behind the grate and behind the board, but not in the sewer because he couldn't. But eventually, my brother's friend was able to grab him, and he put him in a towel, and my mom like put him in the towel and held him all the way home in the truck, and then we put him in the bathtub, and it was obviously really shallow enough at the other end for him to be able to stand up and walk around. So we don't want that little guy drowning. And then we gave him some food, like worms and stuff, like little worms, so he doesn't choke. Sorry, I was hiccuping a little bit. But he was walking around, and he was just looking for his mom. Like in the tub, he was swimming around and jumping up the wall trying to get out so he could go look for his mom. And then eventually we just brought him out of the tub, and he ran around the bathroom, and me and my brother, we were just like sitting on the ground. And eventually, this is kind of a funny part, but he like jumped up on my brother's back and was just walking around on his back. It was really funny. I have a video, I can post it. But he was doing that, and he also got on my brother's phone screen and my phone screen. It's funny. But little dude, he was fine. But he was running around, jumping all over us. Like, he had a routine. Like, we cleaned up everything in there because we actually had a flood, sort of, like a year and a half ago. So my dad smashed out a ton of drywall from the ceiling and stuff. I can take a picture or something and post it in this video. But I'll put it up on screen. But there was just drywall everywhere and stuff, and like little pieces that he could peck and swallow and potentially get hurt. So I vacuumed all that up like thoroughly. And everything was cleaned out. Nothing could fall on him. And we put on a towel in like a styrofoam thing as like a bed. It was kind of comfy for him. And he was running around like he would. And there was a towel in the corner, and there was another corner that had nothing in it. And he would just like go up there as if his mom was there, and we just kind of lay down and sleep. And whenever we put him in our hand, he would squirm a bit, and then he would just like stop because he was really tired from running around and like running in and out of the pipe. So whenever we held him, he would just like fall asleep and like fall into our hand and just sleep. It was really cute. And he took a big nap in my brother's hand for like 10 minutes. And then he woke up. Sorry. And then he woke up, and we brought him in the bathroom again, and he was playing around. Like, his routine was he would go in the towel in the corner, jump on my knee, jump on my other knee, jump to my brother's shin, jump off the shin, run behind the toilet, run out of the behind the toilet, and I forgot to mention he had like this little like shallow water thing that he can get in and out of really easily. And he would go on his bed, jump in that, jump out, go over my shoes in the corner, lay down a little bit, and then go back to the towel corner and then redo the entire thing again. It was really cute, and me and him were already emotionally attached to each other, but my brother did like all the work. I did nothing. So we named him Rocky too, like because he was a fighter, and Rocky, like Sylvester Stallone movies. Anyway, but we named him Rocky because he's a fighter and all that. And I can't remember what I was saying. Sorry, my brain doesn't work anymore. But he loved me and my brother, and we loved him, and we wanted to keep him, but we couldn't because we're going on vacation soon to Alaska. I'll post some videos there, like vlogs and stuff on my GoPro. I don't know, but he was running around still, and then my mom posted it on her like chicken page for Instagram, just like, hey, who wants this duck? Like, we can't keep him. We don't have the facilities. Blah blah blah. And then someone reached out, and we took him there last night. Like, and it was pretty sad, but it was pretty good because when the little girl answered the door, she just like yelled, "He's so tiny!" And then the other one came up and said the same thing, and the other one, and then the mom and dad, and then they just took him in, and now he's living a happy life in a good home. So I guess the story does have a happy ending, except for the fact that its mom died. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this like motorcyclist. He came by and like picked up the mama duck out of the road and put her in the gutter, sort of, so that no one like hit it and posed danger to anyone or something, and like distracted. You can hear my dog walking around, I think. My dog's kind of stupid. Anyway, like we ran over to him and we like showed him that we saved the duck and stuff, not to brag, but just to show him that something's okay. And also, yeah, like I said earlier in the story, my brother, he like kicked the baby to the side of the road with its mama to rest in peace together. But but like I said, like its beak looked like crumpled up paper that was like tried to straighten out. Like it looked like you crumpled up a piece of paper. You know, in school when you're bored and you like crumple up a piece of paper. At least I did this, and then you like take it out, but you don't like rub it on the side of something to make it flat again. Like it just looked like you crumpled up a piece of paper and then tried to straighten it out with just your hands. That's what its beak looked like, and its eyeballs were out of its head. I don't like going into detail, but it was really sad. Like it was completely squashed. And my mom said that when she came by the first time, like when she saw the duck running around, like the alive duck that is now in the other home, Rocky. Sorry, I can't breathe, dude. She said that when she saw Rocky, the other one was like squirming in the road, like it was clearly still hit, but it was still alive, and it was kind of flopping around on the road, and then a car ran it over and then ultimately killed it, which was really sad. But at least it ended its suffering. But the mom wasn't flat, and but the little duckling was like the other duckling, and like the duckling was clearly run over, and the mom, I think she like my theory is that she like jumped when she, like in fright of the loud car coming right up to her, and then got hit like pretty much blunt force trauma to the head or something, and then just died instantly like on impact, but not to being flattened. And then she kind of was just in the road, and there was feathers everywhere, so you could easily tell it was recent. But yeah, it's just crazy because we could have potentially saved it, but we didn't, and we couldn't have. We didn't see the ducks crossing or anything when we first went in the turn. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's story. But just once again, I'll shout out my Twitch again. Twitch.tv/KellensW, just like my YouTube channel is spelled. But I'll see you guys all later. Peace.